Hello and welcome to the We Will Listen podcast. Today, Karan and I are gonna talk about the relation between physical health and mental health. Basically, I would like to begin this with the thing that our perception of health, basically, how do we perceive health in general? Now, if you're gonna go out randomly and ask a person about what do they think about their own health, they'll maybe account their physical health in it. In some cases they might account their mental health if they are aware about it, but they never consider a potential relationship, how physical health and mental health are connected. A person might know that yes, my physical health and my mental health are two different things, but they often don't realize the impact of their physical health on their mental health and vice versa. Today, to talk about this, Karan, what do you have to say? What do you think about this relation between the physical and the mental health of a person?
Yeah, before that, I would like to touch the topic of health itself. Health,
Yeah.
I believe, and it's not just I believe, I think it's recognized that there are three spheres. There is physical health,
Hmm.
there is your
Hmm.
mental or you can say cognitive health, and then there is your
Hmm.
emotional health. And of the
Yeah.
three, the only health that is recognized, that is recognized, that is worried about, that is talked about, is the physical
Hmm.
health aspect. And physical health के बारे में सब बात इसीलिए करते हैं because it is apparent, it is
Yeah.
visible. Mental health is not visible. Physical health, if you start
Yeah.
coughing right now, you think कि ये तो covid हो गया मेरे को, you'll go into isolation, you start. And if you take, apart from the pandemic, if you start coughing or wo, you'll go to the doctor, you'll probably take a paracetamol, or you'll take some preemptive measures to
Yeah.
diagnose what you have. But I mean, the process is immediate. As soon as you see a physical change,
Yeah.
you think ki this is a physical illness or this is a physical change and I must get it checked out. Whereas
Definitely.
at times among people, people take absolute years and years to diagnose a mental health disorder.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
get to know that they have been depressed for the past 4 to 5 years when they consult a psychologist or a psychiatrist. And that is when they realize
Hmm.
that, oh, I had this disease, I had this mental disorder, and I have been going through it for so long, and I didn't even know that I have been going about it for so
Yeah.
long. So the thing is that since physical health is very apparent, it is talked about, and mental health,
Hmm.
it's not talked about that much. First, that I wanted to talk about this. Now coming to the relation between these two.
Yeah.
See, it comes down to the same thing. Physical health is very apparent. Mental health,
Yeah.
not so much. So फिजिकल हेल्थ जब होती है ना, बंदे को दिख जाता है कि मेरा फिजिकली फर्क आ रहा है. फर्क आ रहा है एज इन बंदा अगर फिजिकली, फॉर एग्जांपल, फिजिकली a lot of people who get anxiety attacks or panic attacks, उनका एक physical symptom होता है, that is,
Yeah.
they start palpitating and they have lack of breath. उनको
Yeah.
they get a sort of a asthma attack and सांस चढ़ने लग जाती है. You feel breathless,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
that is the perfect example of a mental health problem
Hmm.
manifesting into a physical health problem.
Physical.
And that is shows
Definitely.
that how it's related, because anxiety is what you feel in the mind, and the panic you feel is the physical, the panic and the stress is the physical manifestation of that anxiety, right? So the thing
Hmm.
is that mental health and physical health are related, and so it is vice versa. If I have a very sedentary lifestyle, you might have heard this statistic that most people who work in corporate jobs are either depressed or suffer from some sort of stress disorder, right? Why is that?
Definitely.
A lot of people, related to their sedentary lifestyles, because most people working in corporates are sitting in their chairs, sitting in their cubicles, and they're working on their laptop. They have a very sedentary lifestyle. They have a physically inactive lifestyle, and that might be
Definitely.
correlated to the mental health problems they are having. I mean, I don't think so. I don't have any, concrete proof to back it up, but I
Yeah, but
still
we
can
can
point
see it's
out the correlation.
proportional. Exactly. You can like see, or you can basically connect the dots. It's basic common sense that what do all the people working in corporate have in common जो उनको एक depression or causing some other mental illness, and that is they have a very sedentary lifestyle, as you said. Right. Now it affects a person's mental health by a lot on उनका lifestyle कैसे, like for example, like I'll tell you some things, at least which is for me. I feel very good every time mentally when I take care of my body. Like, and it's a case for a lot of people. It gives me a whole lot of pleasure when I eat like healthy food. And even though it doesn't taste the best, it's not like it's not as tasty as like the junk food I can have, but it just gives me mental satisfaction. है ना? तुम मतलब even though I know भाई एक दिन सब्जी खाने से कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, if मैं बाकी के 10 दिन जंक ही खा रहा हूँ, बट वो जो एक दिन में मैं वेजिटेबल खा रहा हूँ, I feel good about myself, and that actually provides me with a whole lot of confidence. I feel good about myself, my body, which has a very positive impact on my mind. मैं जब खुद की बॉडी के लिए कोई भी पॉजिटिव चीज करता हूँ, मेरा माइंड सोचता है, एक सेंस ऑफ सेटिस्फैक्शन आती है बेसिकली मुझे, कि आज मैंने खुद के लिए आई एम इम्प्रूविंग माई सेल्फ, एंड एवरी डे व्हेन आई वर्क टुवर्ड्स इम्प्रूविंग माई बॉडी एंड माई फिजिकल हेल्थ, मेरी मेंटल हेल्थ उससे बहुत पॉजिटिवली इफेक्ट होती है. I've been called skinny for a major part of my life. I didn't like it's a very wo thing. It varies a whole differently from person to person. But for me, I was called skinny for a long, long time, and I have been like literally like labeled skinny and made fun of at times. And when I work towards improving my physical health, although yes, you can say the body positivity part of it, I should be positive about my body, but wanting a change for the better in yourself is nothing wrong. If a person wants to change his body for the better, there's nothing wrong. They are not being slim phobic, they're not being fat phobic because they're working on their own. Everybody, हर किसी का ना एक सेल्फ सेटिस्फैक्शन फैक्टर होता है. मेरे लिए वो सेल्फ सेटिस्फैक्शन फैक्टर है that मेरे को इतना स्किनी नहीं रहना, I have to put on some weight. And on the other hand, if you are satisfied with your physical body, there should be one thing, that is, अगर तुम अपनी फिजिकल बॉडी से खुश हो बट तुम्हारी डेली डे टू डे जो कोर्स है वो तुम्हारे अफेक्ट हो रहे हैं, then you have to bring a change, because you cannot be morbidly obese and be okay with it, because after all it's going to affect your daily productivity. Now if I am very skinny and I don't have the energy to work for 8 hours a day, I won't be able to utilize my maximum potential. But अब जब मैं एक लेवल पे पहुंच जाऊंगा, when I'll have enough energy, तो मैं अपने बाकी डे टू डे टास्क को हैम्पर किए बगैर अपना एक दिन गुजार सकता हूँ, राइट? सो द थिंग इज, यू हैव टू फील कॉन्फिडेंट, यू हैव टू बी satisfied with what you are. If you are not satisfied with what you are, work towards achieving that. If you want to go slimmer, start working out, start like cutting on your diet and go on a strict diet. If you want to put on some weight, go for it. If you are satisfied with your current body shape, first of all ask yourself a question: even if I am satisfied with my current body shape, does it hamper my daily workings? इससे मेरे को कुछ नुकसान हो रहा है कि नहीं? And sometimes day to day life में भी नहीं, but it might even cause you harm in the long run. तो हमें उस चीज का भी ध्यान रखना है. लाइक इफ यू आर ओवरवेट, it is called overweight for a reason, because you cannot like it is a risk that you're taking in the long run that can affect your physical health. Right now you might feel great about your body, you might feel even though I'm like 10 kgs overweight, I'm still working fine, but in the long run you have to work somewhat towards it, at least, so that यार तुम्हारी आगे जाकर लाइफ रुइन ना हो जाए, बेसिकली आई वुड लाइक टू से.
You know what
Wanting a
exactly?
change
What
with yourself is
diseases?
not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry for cutting you off here, but I need
yeah, yeah,
a lot of a lot of diseases like diabetes, cholesterol,
exactly.
and these things do come with a lot of weight. And trust me when I say this, I am not saying this just because I've heard of it or that I've read of it. I have seen a lot of my relatives who do suffer from diabetes or cholesterol because they were overweight at one point in their life, and now they have started working towards getting into the normal weight category and not being overweight. And overweight is just one
Yeah.
part of the physical health. It's one part of the spectrum. But the point is, as you said, you need to be satisfied with yourself, and you need to see that you're achieving your maximum potential. And potential
Yeah.
maximum is not necessarily there are multiple spheres of life. There's not just one sphere of life. Ki productivity, career, it's the main thing. You have career,
Definitely. Yeah.
you have your mental health, you have your love life, you have a career, and you have a social life. Three different
Hmm.
spheres. Again, there are a lot of different spheres in your life, and it being overweight might not be affecting your career sphere, but it
Hmm.
might be affecting your say the love sphere. It might be even affecting your social sphere. It
Exactly.
can affect. And nowadays a lot of corporates and a lot of MNCs are implementing rules that people who are above a certain BMI will not be getting
Hmm.
raises, will not be getting any raises. To get a raise, you need to have a certain BMI. You need to be in a fit category. Why? Because the companies start to lose money in lost productivity
Yeah.
because of health, and MNCs would have to provide healthcare as a part of their incentives. So that is why they give
Exactly.
these reasons. They give these programs that you keep your weight in check. You be healthy.
Yeah.
You live a healthy lifestyle physically.
Like, yeah, sorry, I'd like to cut you out here. Totally agreed. And I'd like to just add on to this thing about body positivity. The thing is, body positivity initially was a good idea. It represented that nobody has a picture perfect body, which is the truth. These Instagram models, these movie models, you can't manage to look like them in real life. It's like behind 100 layers of filters, editing, and a whole lot of makeup and stuff. I'm not gonna go into the details. The thing is, the idea of body positivity initially was that you have to accept the fact that these are not realistic. You have to accept the fact that these picture perfect bodies are just virtual. But it slowly and steadily seeped into the perception that being a morbidly obese, being a whole lot of putting on a whole lot of weight, or being extremely skinny are fine as long as you are fine with them. The thing is, you have to stay within a limit so that it doesn't affect you in the long run. Rest, you don't have to be jealous of the Instagram models or any other person. In that case, you have to be satisfied with yourself. That is the main focus of what the body positivity is. Now, talking about that, I guess we had a pretty good conversation, Karan. I think we have covered literally everything that we wanted to, and it was a
I'd like
pretty
to cover
productive.
one more thing, Vihan. I'd like to cover one
Yeah.
more thing. We covered a lot of the physical aspect, but we didn't really go deep into the mental aspect. Mental aspect which I really needed to talk about was कि correlation हमने ये तो establish कर लिया कि correlation है, और आपका
Hmm.
जो physical health होगी that will be reflecting in your mental health, and जो आपकी mental health होगी वो आपकी physical health पे reflect होगी. But you know uh, it is actually wrong कि आपकी एक हेल्थ दूसरी हेल्थ को अफेक्ट कर रही है. दैट इज एक्चुअली साइन फॉर यू. It's a
Yeah.
sign for you. If you physically feel lethargic all the time, you don't feel interested in anything you want, those might be the symptoms of depression. You might need to
Exactly.
consult a psychologist for it. And if the same reason that if you're not doing physically fine, you might be bored all the time. You might be
Exactly.
getting frustrated at small things. You might be getting too much stress. And that is a representation of you being physically inactive, and that manifesting in your brain that is not giving itself the proper function. You talked about that
Yeah.
working out and eating healthy gives you a sense of satisfaction. There
Yeah.
is a chemically backed up reason for that. For that, when you work out, you do release some sort of a pleasure hormone. I think dopamine is released,
Yeah.
or endorphins to be
Hmm.
precise. I think endorphins are released.
Yeah.
Endorphins
Yes.
are
Yes. Yes.
released when you exercise, and they do give you pleasure. Why?
Pleasure.
Because working
Exactly.
out is essentially you taking care of your body, because you working your body. And if you have
Yeah.
a body and you respect it and you're working it, that is why it releases endorphins. So does being mentally active. When
Yeah,
you're doing, for example,
exactly.
we are both science students. Let's take the example of solving a maths question. When we are solving a
Yeah,
mathematics question and we're at it for 3-4 minutes, and in the end, when you solve it and you see that you solved 3 pages and
it's
it's
a
the
sense of
right answer,
satisfaction. Yeah,
it's a sense of satisfaction. You get that kick, and that
exactly.
kick is the mental aspect of it. You get the mental aspect. So the thing is that you have to give equal emphasis to both your physical health and your mental health.
And
And if
definitely,
one part of your body is giving you a signal, that the physical part is giving you the signal that physically you're not right, it might not just be physical, it might even have a mental
physical
reason.
treatment.
And if you're mentally
Definitely,
inactive, frustrated, stressed, or whatever it is, mentally you feel something is not right, it might even be related to the physical aspect. So the thing is that we need to be
definitely.
wary of our health, because I'll end it with a cliche: health is wealth. So
So
thank you.
yeah, ending with that cliche line. Uh, thank you guys so much for sticking with us through another very productive and amazing podcast. Thank you, Karan, for like joining me in this conversation. It was really fun. So yeah, thank you for joining us, guys. We'll see you in the next podcast. Peace.